Okay, so in this next program, this next part of the program, we're going to see if we can finish off the code we've started. So let's just recap what we've got going on right now. We've got this script, which basically manages where the mole can move to on our canvas using a random fraction. And then we've got this update score, which is intended to basically keep a track of how many times we've actually managed to score a point. And then we've got this variable here, which is used in conjunction with this update score, which is going to manage the points being awarded to the user. So we've got the score label, and it's going to say the word text, that's going to say the word score, and you're going to join along with the word score, the actual score, which is a variable, which is a number. Okay, so next thing we need to do, we need to get some script in there to handle how the mole is actually touched. So into the blocks, I'm going to go in find mole, and inside of here we're going to just select touched to symbolize the mole has been touched. There we go. So this already comes with X and Y coordinates. Now these correspond to the position in the canvas where the mole is actually situated. So the next thing we're going to do is get the variable score. So I'm just going to click on score. I'll just start typing it even. So score label. So it's not score label, just score. We're going to set score to inside of here. Going to get a plus operator. So if I just press plus on the keyboard, and then after I've got a plus, I'd like to add firstly the global score, which is going to basically just type score in again. This time I'm going to use the variable score, and then I'm going to just add the score by 1. So every time we actually succeed and manage to touch the mole, it will add 1 to the score. So I'm just going to get a number inside of there. Type 1, 2, 3, get the number up, and only going to add it by 1. So add 1. So every time the mole is touched, we're going to go to the score, and we're going to update the score by adding the score plus 1. Next thing we're going to do is just see if we can get some vibration going on there with our noise. So there's my noise. I'm just going to vibrate it. Just some user interaction, so the user will actually understand that they've touched it and scored. So this is in milliseconds, so I'm just going to make it nice and short with 100 milliseconds. And then I'm going to update score. Okay, I'm going to call the update score method, which is this one. And then it's going to call the move of the mole again. So it's going to be move mole. So let's have a look at this one last time before we nearly finish off the program. First thing it's going to do is set the score variable to score plus 1, just adding 1 to the original score. And then it's going to vibrate for a short amount of time. It's going to update the score, so it's going to jump up here, execute this script. Then it's going to continue to the mole script, move mole script, which is going to execute this script over here. Okay, so the final thing we need to do is add the reset button. So let's add the reset button inside of there. So just looking at our definitions here, find the reset button, and when we press the reset button, what's actually going to happen? Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to first of all get the score and reset that. So I'm going to get the score, so I can either go to the built-in variables, the definitions, and get score there, or I can just start typing score. So score, there I'm going to set it to, and I'm going to set it to 0, because that's what you'd like it to be when it's reset. Okay, so here I'm going to get its number, pop it to 0. Then obviously after I've set the score, the next thing I want to do is call this update score argument function. So I'm just going to set the score again. I'm going to say update score, and there we go. Let's just call in our emulator now really quick. Connect to the emulator that we've just started. So let's go ahead and play this app right now. Now it's started. I'm just going to click on the mole. We can see it's adding one to the score every single time I'm clicking on it, and it's finding a random location within the canvas to reposition itself. But we've got a problem because it's not actually moving by itself at a random speed. So what is it we're going to actually need to do is, work with the mole timer. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that running there. I'm going to go to my mole timer, and I'm basically just going to get the argument that's going to use it. So we're just going to say when the mole timer is active, we're going to do something. We're going to call the move mole. Okay, so it's just going to select the move mole. So I'm just going to type inside of there, select it, type in move mole, or select it from the blocks. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, so let's have a look at our app running now. And we can see it's automatically moving by itself. So it's now been made a little bit harder. Okay, it's hard to play with this trackpad. I've got a touch screen,